I'm okay with both. Or farm science, if I do drugs, I guess you can save people and help people.
Okay.
I do farm science.
That taken out of context, that's not good.
Actually, taking that leap was also super difficult because, so what if I decided? Then I have to go through the trouble of telling my family.
Hey, how your family react?
Damn bad lah.
Oh really? Siao liao.
Then I told them, I cried that night also lah.
Yeah.
I told them like, why are you switching to geography? It doesn't make any sense.
We always say, take a leap, have some faith, just go for it. But it's so much easier said than done.
Of course lah.
It's very, very hard to actually do, So the fact that you actually did it, right, is amazing, Notwithstanding the fact that you had people to guide you or this or that or whatever. But the fact that you leapt, right, is amazing in itself, frankly.
我希望你能比较照顾好自己，爸爸。No， 我爱你。
Welcome to Youth Tea Party, the show where we spill the tea on all things youth. We are not a political party and have no interest in running for office. Today I want to talk about transitions. Transition is something that we all go through in life. As youth, I think one of the greatest privileges, right, is that they go through fewer transitions. So one of the main transitions would be education, right? Like from primary school to secondary school, then to tertiary education, and then to work. But ever so often, even as a youth, some people go through big transitions in their life, right? They move to another country, it's a passing of a loved one, all sorts of things, right? Coming out of the closet or whatever. All these are all big transitions in life. I think today we want to talk about transitions and big transitions in life. Hello, Kawing.
Hi.
Yeah, we are going to talk about your transitions in life. On a scale of 1 to 10, right? How big do you think the transitions in your life have been? Like, in comparison to like, in general lah.
Like general youth population in Singapore.
What do you think? You think personally lah?
7.5?
7.5
like, I don't like to blow my transitions up to be something that's so like huge or amazing. But I'm not going to say that it's normal.
Okay, very good. Let's get to know you a little bit better. I've come up with a very simple introduction, right? Just have to complete the sentence. Okay, the first sentence is I am happy because...
Yeah, I give you two versions, okay?
Oh, got two versions.
Okay. I'm happy because I can play Genshin Impact nowadays.
Genshin Impact, is that a very big game nowadays?
Yeah, you never heard before, man?
I mean, I have lah, but I don't play, ma.
I would say quite big. I'm happy because I can spend time with my friends and family and do the things that I like. Just living each day like simply.
I am sad because...
Actually, I kind of find this hard to answer, which I feel happy about.
You're not sad at all?
I'm not necessarily grappling with something very sad right now that I'm able to think of something immediately.
Okay.
Because I think things have begun to just settle.
Okay.
After all of the transitions have been happening. I'll probably have more transitions actually, but at this point in time, it's a little bit okay.
I am frustrated because...
In general, I think I'm frustrated because there's a lot of things that I actually want to pursue because I get very interested in many things quite quickly. But I feel like I have so little time and so little ability individually to be able to do it. I can't really name all of the things right now, but I do see myself like, maybe I'm going through life, for example, then I find myself interested in this, but I have so many other things I'm already interested in and partaking in.
Right, safe to say that your story is not particularly normal, but at the end of the day, I also think that a lot of youth are also going through a lot of transitions in their life. So I think that it's a topic that is worth talking about lah. Right, so let's talk about your first major transition, right? You are now a Singaporean citizen. We'll talk about that later. Congratulations, I guess. I don't know whether congratulations or commiserations, but
both are.
I guess congratulations lah. I mean, being a Singaporean citizen is not that easy also lah. It's quite challenging in many ways. But of course, there are many great things about being a Singaporean citizen. That is for sure. So you were from Hong Kong, right? When did you come over? Can you describe a bit about that process to you? I know it was quite young, right?
I arrived in Singapore when I was 3 years old, so I really have no childhood memories to describe to you about. But I think what's more unique about my migrant story is that the realization of it is opposite. So for a lot that come here, maybe when they're a bit older, like let's say teenager years, then you already you're old enough to have a conscious understanding that you are a foreigner coming into Singapore. But I'm here since I was 3, right? I don't have that consciousness yet until let's say about 6 to 7, and even then I'm just a primary schooler, right? The whole time I always thought, I don't have a concept of I'm a citizen or a foreigner. I just thought, I stay here. Yeah. So that realization that I'm a migrant, right, came at like late primary school, like P5, P6. And then you suddenly feel that, oh wait, I don't belong here.
Was there a moment, or was it just like a lot of things happening repeatedly that made you feel like, I don't belong here?
It's both actually, because I think there was once where I was old enough to register that, oh wait, I'm staying in a rented house. How come it's rented? Oh, we can't buy. How come cannot? Of course, we're not citizens. I'm like, oh, okay. And that was probably late, either P4, P5, I really can't remember already. But during that period also, every year we celebrate National Day in school, right? Then I started realizing like, it's not really my home. And each year that celebration punches it in. I started to not sing along because doesn't feel like I necessarily belong. And it's not that I don't belong in a cultural sense or behavioral sense. Nobody can tell I'm a non-Singaporean. But it's the kind of systemic and institutional, in a sense, lack of rights, which I don't blame, by the way. It makes sense. It's just that, there's an effect that I will face this kind of differences. You get what I mean?
Yeah. And that's really interesting, right? Because most of the time, we always think about the migrant experience as the act of moving, right? But for your case, it's very unique because you didn't even know. Yeah, you feel like displaced from a place, even though you are here.
Yeah.
So you just felt like out of place or like not in place. So you're saying that on your everyday basis, like you talk to your friends or your, whoever you meet with in Singapore, you don't really feel out of place culturally. It's just that when it comes to things like, how come not?
Housing.
Yeah, housing.
Tuition fees, school fees.
School fees,
etc.
Speaking of school fees, right? So how was it financially? Were you, a lot of people, they migrate and they are quite well to do lah. I mean, frankly. But was it like that for you? Financially, how was the family like?
I think me and my brother describe it as, when we first came over and at that time, right, we're not average, we're poorer than average, but we're not at like the poverty line, for example.
Sure.
Still can make do. It was no longer the case when I was deciding whether I should go to poly or JC because I saw the fees, the difference. And in JC, there's no such thing as tuition fee grant. And that's when I realized like...
So poly is more X, is it?
No, poly is cheaper if I take a tuition fee grant.
Okay.
If I'm not wrong.
Okay.
Because I saw the JC fees is like thousands per month.
Okay.
I was like, how am I supposed to pay this? It's like a huge difference compared to secondary school.
Yeah.
Like secondary school, we can still make do. But when it comes to JC, for me, it was a risk because... like if I come out with A-levels and I don't do well, I can't get a proper job there, and we're gonna take out our savings just to fund my JC. So that's when I realized that if I don't do well, then we're really gonna do badly financially lah.
Yeah.
And actually that was made worse because of COVID-19 in 2020. Okay. Yeah. So if I were to describe the situation back in 2020, right? A sheep again. But imagine a sheep, right? But with holes. So that
you're bleeding out lah in a sense, almost lah. How did you feel at that point? Did you feel like, I'm not going to be able to stay here anymore? Because at that point, you hadn't gotten your citizenship yet, right?
I was full foreigner actually.
Yeah.
Like I applied in Sec 3 for permanent residency, but I didn't get it until J2. Like February-ish or April-ish of J2.
Okay.
So you're asking how I felt during that.
Yeah.
It was stressful. Like, cause I only started doing very well in school, like let's say from Sec 3 onwards.
Yeah.
But I don't believe in myself as like a genius or whatever lah.
Sure.
So when I hit JC, so this one transition, right? For example, I don't know if I can maintain or have that same level of academic prowess and performance. And then at that time, what's worse is the stakes were higher to me. Like I have to do at A-levels and I have to make it to uni as a foreigner some more. So I felt very siege and super stressed, like very tightly packed. Because
it's almost like it's like all or nothing. That kind of thing,
yes, I have no room for error actually. That's what I felt.
Sometimes that's even worse, right? Like even more pressurizing, right?
It's mad pressurizing. And the worst part was when I was choosing between poly and JC, right? If I go to poly, I'm immediately counted like legally as an adult. But my mom's pass is a dependent. I think it's just a pass based on the fact that it's a parent of a child. So if I go to poly, then she has to go back to Hong Kong immediately because her child is no longer a child here. Yeah. When I picked JC, right? I mean, then my mom can stay here for a bit longer lah. But then I was also grappling with the fact that like later 2 years my mom has to go back again.
Yeah.
I was also grappling with another thought in the sense that if my PR is successful, right, then am I still considered a child? Then later I get PR, she has to go back also.
Actually that makes a lot of sense.
So I was very like conflicted. I have to do well, and then at the same time, I have to get PR, but do I want PR? I don't know if my mom can stay. Even choosing between poly and JC was very difficult. Outside of financial, I was thinking about my mom's presence.
Yeah. So let's go back for a quick moment, right? So your mom came over with you, but your dad didn't come over with you. So tell us about that arrangement, a little bit of that arrangement.
I think because my dad continues to work in Hong Kong then he's our breadwinner, so he has to stay there to work. There wasn't going to be a way where he can come over. I don't think he would be able to find a job in Singapore also, because he is first of all culturally not used to here and doesn't know the English language. My mom came here to take care of us lor. Yeah, so that's the arrangement.
Okay, how is she doing culturally?
In a sense, I do feel that she can be quite lonely also. I think she has one friend here, but we've already moved away. Yeah, and it's hard for her to find a job here. So she's been a stay-at-home mom all this time. But I also don't have, my brother and I also don't always have the time to pay her, accompany her. Yeah.
Yeah, I can understand. So would you say that one of the greatest struggles in this process, right, is really trying to stake a claim here in this country, but at the same time also trying to ensure that your parents are okay because after all they've sacrificed a lot for you, right? Yeah. So are there times that you just feel like sad, overwhelmed, and don't know what to do?
I think I couldn't even feel those things too much because I was busy studying.
Yeah.
I mean, I would feel it. It's not like waves of feeling it. It's just constantly there.
Okay.
And I have to deal with it. Yeah. But I do remember waking up sometimes shit, have I gotten PR? Yeah, stuff like that. I think it's not easy for my mom also, which then translates to it being not easy for me. So it's not easy to say, but she doesn't say I'm okay necessarily. It is okay. Actually, it's a bit annoying also. Sometimes she'll be like, 还没有房子还没有买家all these kind of things. And then the next moment she'll be like, I'm so grateful for what I have.
No, but I understand it's very stressful for her also
Yes, I understand also. That's why. Okay, 可以.
Because in a way, if you think about it, if you don't mind me saying, in a way, it's almost like they gave up their life for you, right? And your brother, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's I mean, even at this age, you are really not young anymore, but I guess it's almost like you said, she doesn't have her life here. She has no friends. She's unable to put down any roots because she's essentially doing this so that you all can have better roots in future.
And I think it's difficult for her. I think on one hand, let's say as a person, right, she also has her own things that she wants to pursue. Then on the other hand, she loves us and she can't bear to leave us also. I can sort of see that she's being tugged on both sides.
Okay.
Although I would say that now that I've gotten citizenship, I think she's in a better place to be able to choose to go back and pursue her own things if she wants to. Which
I
okay
see. So now that you've gotten citizenship, what is the legal thing now? She needs to go back, don't need to go back, or what's the issue?
She's okay. Currently, my age, I also cannot be considered a child already So her scheme is parent of a PR in Singapore with me. Yeah. Then I have to renew it every year, I think. Okay. But that also means that I renew, then you can go back. Or if you ever really want to properly go back to work already, then I guess you can.
But parent of a PR, you are a citizen now. So the scheme
sorry, parent of a citizen.
Oh, parent of a citizen.
Parent of a citizen. Yeah.
So she can stay here indefinitely if you successfully renew every year. But it's a every year must renew kind of thing.
Yeah, should be.
Must pay money to renew.
Of course.
Oh, expensive
was it? Actually, I don't remember. It's either 2-digit or 3-digit already.
Okay lah. So I mean, not crazy expensive lah.
Okay, I can pay.
Okay, that's good. But second major transition, right? So you made it to university. Okay, well done. And when it came to choosing the course of study, what were your thoughts? What were the factors that influence your choice?
Okay, because I know there are 3 subjects that I really love and I'm good in from education. So I like chemistry, mathematics, and geography. But I do know that I especially love geography over the other 2. The thing is, I was subscribed to the notion that I should do STEM because I also don't know why I guess there's the idea that STEM technical objective will give you substance to work with. Can specialize,
better pay,
all
better
those
career,
things. You know it.
Yeah.
So okay, I dropped geography already.
Sure.
But I was gonna pursue it on the side somehow, no matter what. Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, then my main. Okay, so I look at chemistry and maths, right? I also heard from someone that you shouldn't do the pure sciences version of it. It's like killing yourself or something. Then I'm like, oh, okay lor. Then I look at the related majors. So from maths, there was data science and analytics. Then from chemistry, there was pharmaceutical science. I looked at both and the description. Then I was like, okay, I'm okay with both. Or pharm science, if I do drugs, I guess you can save people and help people.
Okay.
into pharm science.
That taken out of context, that's not good. So as you can tell, very obviously that I'm going to put the if I do drugs line as the highlights of the video already, at the start.
Hey, no, CMB, don't catch me.
Yeah. Okay, so you in a way you kind of thought that if I take pharmaceutical science, practically is going to be something that is good for you.
It was like a balance of practicality and interest, right? Because at that time I was like quite okay.
So you really do have interest in like pharmaceutical science. So you see, like you say, right, you have interest in chemistry, but pharmaceutical science might be slightly different. So I guess the first question is, once you started pharmaceutical science, right, how different was it from what you thought it would be?
Okay. Oh, I have a lot to say.
Okay.
Okay, let me just say that the parts of chemistry that like are what I think people know of as physical chemistry. Then there's another branch called organic chemistry.
Okay.
I don't know how to say in layman terms, but carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. Yeah, that.
Okay.
That is the bulk of pharmaceutical science, which is organic chemistry.
Okay.
I like physical chemistry more.
So what is physical chemistry?
I learned about other parts, like physical chemistry itself is about atoms and electrons, for example. I know these are very technical terms in a sense, but I don't have to. But because organic chemistry is locked to these three carbon, hydrogen, oxygen elements, and there's a subset of reactions you can do within them, for example.
Okay.
And I really don't really care too much about that compared to physical chemistry. The point is, I had a misconception of what pharmaceutical science was. I thought it was more chemistry slanted, and especially physical. But I realized that it's actually more organic chemistry because that's the components for a drug, for example. And that there was a substantial portion of biology to get through. I don't think they necessarily had communicated that as well.
Okay.
And I thought I could handle the level of biology that they would need me to learn. But actually I couldn't. And then, yeah, basically some misconception of pharmaceutical science. But even then, right, it's not that the content was extremely boring. There's some level of interest. But I think I was gaslighting myself into being like, oh, I love it.
Oh. At what point in the course do you realize that, actually geography, I want to make that next step lah?
It wasn't something that made me go like, oh, I want to change to geography, because I kept trying
Yeah.
to still remain in pharm science.
Okay.
But I knew that from the second lecture onwards, I felt this incredible sense of awe and focus towards the content because it was so interesting, so amazing to listen to. And I never thought I can see the world that way. Like your second lecture was about, I think, rule by aesthetics, by the way.
Okay.
Like I just never thought about it.
What's rule by aesthetics?
Alamak.
Can you explain to a layperson audience?
I try. You know how usually when you think of urban planning, it's technical, right? Objective.
Yeah.
No, it's just about whether this thing looks nice, whether it will make my country, my state looks nice, and you shape it, and you shape the planning around that instead of all the other technical things, which I thought was the case. That's why it blew my mind. Like, oh, I didn't think you can think of space that way.
Fair.
Yeah. That's why I love it already. And I knew I loved the content, so I would keep doing it. I just don't know if I was going to switch. But I knew my heart was going there. Just realizing that I have aptitude
in
for
something
it.
that I'm passionate for.
Yes, and that there was a professor that was willing to establish that connection and recognize me for it. I'm not saying that it wasn't happening in pharmaceutical science, but it felt very personal and timely with you. And that's when I realized, I think this is where I want to be. It was such a nice learning environment as well. Everything here just fits with what I love.
But again, you're basing this one on one course. How about your other one, your weather and climate?
That course was supplement. It's like a very nice supplementary also, because the other course was Professor Matthias Schroff. Or there was another TA called Hoi K also.
Okay.
They are such great people also. Matthias is such a Professor Matthias is such a fun, quirky professor. I really love the character that's in geography, and the TA was so supportive the whole way and but answered all of the queries I had. Like, I have no fear asking. I felt a fear asking in pharmaceutical science because I felt like I was asking stupid questions.
Oh.
Yeah.
But then I guess, okay, maybe over there is slightly more, I don't know, competitive or...
I would say inevitably so. Like, I'm not trying to be whatever lah, but that course is obviously made out of students with very high level of intellectual capability, and their A-levels reflect that as well.
So geography students are made
I never
out
say
of
that.
students
I never
with
say that.
moderate level
Did I
of
say that?
intellectual capability. Yeah,
I say that. I got POF you by the way. But the point is like that then you get socialized into this atmosphere where it's normal to be so... I felt like it was very instrumental about grades and less about the passion for learning.
Okay.
And it really stifled learning for me, because for me, I am defined by the fact that I love learning. And I realized that in secondary school. That's the grades come alongside, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just prefer if we learn something purely because we love knowledge, for example. Yeah. But we're still talking about the turning point, right? Yeah. That was really when I realized this was it. And also because you were you had the disposition where you were willing to help as well. Like you didn't have to say it, but I can feel it. And so actually the way I reached out to you was through the reflection assignment.
Reflection assignment. Okay, yes.
Because that was when I alluded to the fact that I had a really difficult semester.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, last lecture, I was waiting in the lecture theatre because I wanted to speak to you. But I guess you also picked up on it. So you were the one that came to me to talk about things first.
Because I looked at you and I was like, this girl needs help in some way.
I remember you saying that you noticed me from the first lecture because I came in with a frown. Or?
Yeah. I'm someone that I always pick up on body language. I mean, that's a blessing and a curse, both. So throughout the semester, I could see that you were troubled by something. Yeah, so I wanted to see what it was. And then I asked you, are you okay? How are you doing? Then you just started crying.
Yeah.
I was like,
I can't believe it. Do you know why?
Yeah.
That was such a pivotal moment for me also.
Yeah.
First of all, I think that semester everyone was so busy, right? And I was so the whole cycle of just not feeling good, right?
Yeah.
So the fact that someone came to ask me what happened, like, oh my god, someone actually asked me, am I okay? And because you asked me, am I okay, I don't know, my brain will think of what happened, right? Because I thought of what happened, like a lot of images of what happened cycled through my head. And I never realized that the tears just started coming out. I didn't even plan for it to happen. Then I was like, oh shit, why am I crying?
Yeah. At that point, you decided, okay, I want to really now seriously try to pursue this transition, right? But what was that? What was the greatest challenge during this process now? Now that you've decided, but then other than the institutional process, like filling in the forms and everything, etc., do you have doubts? Do you ever go back and do you ever So just tell us a bit about that.
Not necessarily any doubts. Because once I talked to you already, I just knew that I would rather take a chance than to stay again. So no regrets and no doubts.
That's very, very amazing, for the lack of a better word to put it. Because a lot of people, including myself, we always say, take a leap, have some faith, just go for it. But it's so much easier said than done.
Of course.
It's very, very very hard to actually do, So the fact that you actually did it, right, is amazing, Notwithstanding the fact that you had people to guide you or this or that or whatever. But the fact that you leapt, right, is amazing in itself, frankly.
I mean, I also, to me, I felt like I did a lot of preparation before I leapt also.
Sure.
I didn't recklessly leap after one semester. I tried so hard for 3 semesters and I realized I still can't do it. And there's another place in which I could probably do better in. And I was going to be happier in. And you also had said that, because at the time I still had a very happiness only what, so what? But you said, because you're happier, you can do better here, you're already able to network better here, and you know, all the other things will come to you naturally. Actually, you're right lah.
Yeah.
But so I decided to take that leap. And okay, so institutional problems aside, right? Actually taking that leap was also super difficult because, so what if I decided? Then I have to go through the trouble of telling my family.
How your family react?
Damn bad lah.
Oh really?
That night I after I talked to you after that day, right?
Yeah.
Then I go eat mookata with my friends.
Yeah.
And after the mookata, I happy, right? Then I go home. Oh shit, I gotta tell them.
Yeah.
So I told them. I cried that night also lah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I told my brother, my mom, and like, why are you switching to geography? It doesn't make any sense. I mean, for my brother, he told me that he doesn't approve, but at the end of the day, it's my choice, so do what you want. But they definitely didn't take it well.
Okay.
And that, especially my mom, I think.
What was their main misgiving? Is it because they feel like geography got no career or what? Or what's the main misgiving?
I'm pretty sure it's that.
Okay.
And also, actually even today, my brother maintains that I should have stayed in... No, he doesn't maintain I should have stayed in farm science, but he actually thinks what I did was quite stupid or reckless lah. Because at that point in time, with the information given, right, staying in farm science apparently would have been a better choice because he told me like, if push comes to shove, you really think you cannot do well in farm science? Then I'm like, probably can, but I would have killed myself over it lah. And if he finds that geography is too general a degree with no specializations now, then it doesn't make sense because other people can specialize in whatever you're doing. I don't think it's necessarily wrong, but I mean, I still turned out pretty well.
I think you turned out exceedingly well because was it the geography degree that opened up the door to your citizenship eventually.
Yeah. But
Exactly.
he also said you wouldn't have known that, what?
Yeah, you wouldn't have known that, right? But you have to take a leap. Sometimes that's the whole point of taking a leap. But you see, if you had continued fine science, you may not have gotten your citizenship. You wouldn't have known that either. But the fact is that this transition led to an even bigger transition. I think it was the fact that you were a geography major that eventually led to your Singaporean citizenship, right? Can you tell us about that process?
When I transferred to geography, right, it kind of like I start my uni life on a blank slate again. And because I started on a blank slate, I probably also because I started really enjoying all my lectures, like all. I'm not even joking here. I literally enjoyed every single item related to geography. So then it started to make me feel like I can finally pursue every little thing I want without really holding back necessarily. That includes internships I'm interested in. It doesn't have to be tied to pharmaceutical science, for example. I actually wanted a position in geographical society also, but at that time it was halfway through that bachelor's term, and alongside that, it was also a core determination to prove that I made the right decision. And part of that was a scholarship, because I knew that I was going to face financial issues in terms of paying off for uni, and now that I'm in something that I really love, I felt that I could really try for a scholarship, in a sense, and prove that, show that I'm alive doing what I like. And it's also because I think my friends' parents also got tell me about scholarships, and I'm like, okay, since I'm interested in public service, I might as well try. And the other part was, I remember you told me a sentence. I don't even remember the full sentence, but I remember the exact words, which was like, and I know you'll work so hard to do it. And you're right lah. Like, I know I'm going to do that as well. And I have a professor's trust in me. I'm going to go crazy with everything that I'm going to try for. So that included a scholarship. So it was a very strong determination, desire to start afresh and start anew and chase every single thing I can now. Yeah.
So what were your first thoughts after the relief? What were your first thoughts after getting citizenship?
That day I was happy. Okay, actually it's quite mundane actually. It wasn't so amazing as a scholarship, because I have to read through the whole process of actually becoming a citizen.
Yeah.
Which is the 2-month naturalization journey or whatever, finishing off all the administrative things. Actually, more than relief, it was to go through paperwork.
Again,
Yeah, I've been going through paperwork every time with ICA already. Yeah.
I guess that's the thing about transitions also, right? Especially if you're transitioning legally into things. It's just a lot of paperwork.
I think not all transitions are marked by very intense or strong emotions. There's always a very ordinary, everyday component to it, which is things like this.
Yeah. Getting the citizenship now, does it validate all the feelings that you've had in the past, whereby, it's National Day, I don't belong, this I don't do? Does it now make things better, or you think it's going to take a while?
Okay, I must acknowledge that of course it's going to make things better, but it doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah.
It's the same when I got PR also. So I'm very glad that I have the status change, but you don't necessarily feel a huge change in your life. Actually, I still go through the same thing. I still do the same practices. So you don't really feel it actually. It's just, it's there lor. I actually wrote this down because I do personal entries for myself. I remember writing to myself I thought I would be happier, because I always saw these moments as huge transitions in life, and these are huge transitions with amazing tangible benefits. But how come my own emotions are not matching up to it? But I finally understood why though. It's because these things take time.
Yeah.
The words, the rights may change over time, but your personal behavior and your personal cultures, they don't necessarily change over time, because it's not something that can change over time in the first place, and it's developed through practices. Your practices don't necessarily change either. I'm still the me because I've been here behaving like a Singaporean, I still have the same friends and so on. But I think it's okay also. I wanted to drive home the point that it's okay your emotions don't match the scale. Who said your emotions were supposed to match the scale of those things anyway? I think just take time with it and take it as it is.
Yeah, I think that's very good advice, because at the end of the day, transitions should not be seen as you go through a window pane, right, and change, right? It's actually a very blurry process.
There is no demarcation.
Yeah, correct. Sometimes you already live with the future existing alongside you already, and then very very often times you still carry the past with you at all times, right? So it's very blur, I think. Yeah.
in that sense, time is not linear.
Yeah.
It's just everywhere.
Yeah. It is. And I think that's how you feel, right? Like you just feel like so it's something I'm quite interested in. You transitioned to geography, right? But I would say that you were quite late to the party, so to speak, right? So in a way, you probably only started really taking more the bulk of your geography courses in year 2 sem 2, right?
Yeah.
So you're quite late to the party. How did you get on board with the community? I mean, a lot of them would have already formed their own friendships or cliques or whatever. How did you make friends basically?
Actually, I didn't really think about that.
Okay.
In that semester, I really enjoyed like a nomadic way of going through uni. I went to my lectures alone.
Okay.
And actually, it felt quite cathartic because in pharmaceutical science, they will split you into study groups already. And I always have to go with them. Nothing wrong with that. But that sudden change where I can just take my own sweet time to do my own things, study at that CLB by myself, I really enjoyed the peaceful silence and alone time actually. And I like the nomadic way of going through it because that made me open to different project groups. I was really okay with just like floating around. I didn't have to go through all the strategic planning with friends. Like, oh my god, do this module together. It felt freeing. Yeah. And it was exactly because I was open to all these project groups, right? That I first of all met one of my first few geography friends who did the quite a number of modules with me that semester lah. And we still sort of keeping in contact here and there. I think most people would say they don't make friends through their project groups, right? For some reason, it's the opposite for me. I made a pretty good friend through one of the modules that I took back then because of the project group, because I was really going for it and being open and stuff. I really enjoyed that. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
But pharmaceutical science, you mean from the start they put you on into study groups?
Yes,
I
already.
mean from year 1?
Yeah.
Oh, so why? What's the purpose of that?
Actually, I don't know. So I think it was just to give you like a base group to work with. And also because that group is our project group for the rest of the...
Wait, that means you all take courses at the same time together?
Yeah, because for restricted majors like pharm science, right, it's not like geography where you free and easy choose what you want to do. There's a linear
I see. So literally everyone takes the same?
Yes.
All the way until you graduate?
The changes will start happening in year 3 when people go on SCP, internship, Europe.
Okay.
Yeah. But other than
first
that,
2 years, everything is the same?
Yes.
So you literally have the same classes for everyone?
Yes.
Oh, wow. So you literally see everyone every day. Yeah, I mean, this is something I'm not used to.
It's what I entered. But then, yeah, correct. That's what I started to enjoy about geography also, the flexibility of us in doing what I want.
Yeah, man.
And I see new people.
Yeah. Well, I'm very shocked to know that this exists. I really didn't know. I mean,
it has its merits.
I'm sure it has its merits and its own rationale, but as someone who has never gone through that, I really shocked.
Yeah. So you see, when I did the transition to geography, everything is different. But I really enjoyed that difference. And I found the exact environment that I prefer to be in. Yeah.
So at this point now, I know you say it takes time for your emotions to catch up with you, right, so to speak. But at this point now, will you say that, wow, life is really quite different from like 2 years ago?
I already felt that in 2023, like around end 2023, I was having 2023 was a really great year for me, by the way. Like up to May, I got my scholarship grade. Yeah. But even from May to August, I was having a really fun time with a great internship of mine. And other than you, one of the best mentors I've met as well. Should I say your name?
Up to you.
Katie Khan.
Okay.
I love you. Anyway,
sure.
And then that semester, I joined Geographical Society, had a good time doing all the media things with you, working with you, getting to know Melody and the producer behind the camera. Can I say your name also?
Sure.
Shimin. Yeah. And like, it was just fun. At that point, I felt it already. Like, my life is really good. I'm so happy with where I am. And then 2024, it all came crashing, but yeah.
In a life filled with transition and uncertainty, who or what were the constants that kept you grounded and always kept you positive, I would say?
I think these are cliche answers, but I will give you more detail.
Sure.
Like, definitely my family and friends. Now I will add my mentors also. I mean, I didn't really have a proper mentor until I met you and Katie lah.
Yeah.
But yeah, these 3. But my family, do they give me positivity? Not exactly. But I meant it as in like, for my brother, you know how pragmatic in a sense he is. He gives me a reality check. At the same time, he gives me support. I think it's that form of, like family support in which like ready to look out for you, ready to tell you what may not go correct, but that's because they care for you. That's great. And my mom, just her presence is a support for me anyway.
Yeah,
and like being able to see her there, having to hug her, and I must admit, right, like maybe I wouldn't have been able to do so well if I didn't need to do chores.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that kind of routines that they provide.
Yeah.
That's really great support, and will always be a concern that I appreciate. Otherwise, I don't even know if I can be where I am right now.
Yeah.
And I really am grateful to my friends. And I must also say, I personally think I'm quite privileged in the sense that I have formed good connections and like many groups of close friends everywhere. Like they all provide me something unique and different, but always supportive and always caring. And I will return back that same kind of energy to them also. They really like. I also think that without my friends, I also don't know where I'll be because they are very, very supportive, extremely great concerns. And I'm lucky to have met people like that instead of like something that will have traumatized me, for example. Then the third one would be my mentors. Like how do I say this? Like, there is no way I cannot be grateful to you. Like is it like a law? I have to be grateful to you. No, but I feel it deeply also that like seriously, if I didn't meet you, if I didn't take the chance to talk to you, and if you weren't willing to be able to talk to me, right, I straight up can't see where I would be at. I think I would continuously be unhappy. I may be depressed that I don't even know, because I really cannot see it.
Or maybe you'll be working in some top pharmaceutical science company earning...
No, I can't even see that. There is no way. There is absolutely no way.
Fair.
Yeah. Because I also didn't expect myself to face so many huge changes after I talked to you, ma.
Yeah.
But it's because of you driving, because of you, and also like you giving me that care and telling me certain words that would constantly ring in my head really gave me that drive and push to keep going. I don't know where I'll be at without you. And you also give me a lot of opportunities, even now, like helping you design certain things.
Yeah, no lah, don't say that. I mean, we are trying to make it something that is co-produced. So,
of course.
Yeah, I mean, you are good at what you do. So, I mean, I should be thanking you for helping rather than me giving you an opportunity, so to speak. But ultimately, I would say, well done. You've come very, very far. But the journey is just beginning.
Yeah.
But it's okay. And see, the difference now is that you are happy, ma. That's the difference, right? Because in the past, you were also struggling, but you were unhappy. Now you are also struggling in some ways, but you are happy struggling. I think there's a huge difference.
Happy problems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to ask you to do something finally, right? I mean, you don't get a chance to say things to your father in person.
Oh, no, you say, ask me whether I'll cry or not.
But what message would you like to say to him?
If I say in Chinese, you can...
You can say in Chinese, you can say in Cantonese also, actually, if you want.
My Cantonese is not very good.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, that's true. You don't have a chance to speak a lot.
To say it, no, 其实我想先说对不起，因为 like 我好像觉得这几年还有这几天好像比较少时间可以跟他来通过微信跟他来聊天或者 video call， 而且很多次也是自己没有那个感觉想回香港来 visit 一下，也是因为我 因为我懒惰可是因为我这边有很多东西要做嘛，来实习或者想读书或者 society work， 所以我想先说对不起，我真的有在试，很难了，我希望你可以不要太担心，因为我现在真的是已经度过了很多难关了，而且慢慢也比较开心，前途也是比较不错啦，比较镇定吧。那我希望你可以不要再做工了快点退休，然后照顾好自己，因为我一定可以照顾我自己的嘛，所以我希望你能比较照顾好自己，爸爸。No， 我爱你。
I can tell you for sure that your father is happy and is unconditional. He's not going to expect anything in return. Yeah, but I think it's always nice to show our gratitude once in a while. Yeah. Well, with that, thank you very much. Did we just have our first guest crying on the show? No.
Am I crying? No.
Tearing maybe. But thank you very much, Kawing, for sharing your experiences. We hope everyone can benefit from that. Please like, share, and subscribe. And comment down below what you think about the episode. Cheers.
Bye bye.